Hey guys, it's K Jam. It's Temptation Tuesday, and actually, I'm gonna say the date so you guys know what day I started waist training again. So it's October 18th. All right, I haven't waist trained like consistently since I think like the beginning of July. I told you guys that I think it's really hard to waist train in the summertime, especially if you're wearing a lot of crop tops, bikinis, you're going to a lot of functions, you're going on vacation. I just feel like being in this thing 5 to 8 hours a day is kind of impossible unless you're not really doing all that fun stuff. And y'all know I love my crop tops and my bikinis in the summertime. So I started waist training, I think it was February 24th, 2022. So in the wintertime, I started waist training. I waist trained, I think like a full 80 days straight, Saturdays and Sundays or whatever. And I was giving y'all updates. Then the spring hit. It was like my birthday, went on vacation, boom. Summer is right behind that. And then I've just been out here in these streets. So in June and July, I kind of waist trained the best I could. And then by the time August rolled around, I literally was like, okay, waist training is not something I'm going to be able to pick up until like September or October. I was getting my nails long and crazy and pointy and stuff. And this waist trainer is already, if you recall, it's already really hard to get on by itself. I think this is the Luxe Curves Perfect Curves waist trainer, and I have it in black. I believe the one I'm wearing right now is a medium, and I have one extender. So this is where I left off in July. I wasn't sure if I was gonna have to pull back and go get my old waist trainer, which was the large, and I had two extenders with it, or if I was gonna be comfortable enough to just pick up where I left off. So this morning around 9:15, I decided to get the rubber gloves and put the damn waist trainer, or as I like to call it, weapon of mass destruction, to put it on. And so I really thought I was gonna have to call on the ancestors to be able to get in this thing. But apparently if I did my measurements right, since July, I've only gained about a half an inch on my waist. Don't know if I did my measurements right, but it must be somewhat accurate because I was comfortable in this waist trainer up until like 5 minutes ago. So it's possible that maybe it's because I took a nap and you really not supposed to be laying in it or whatever. But I have less than 2 hours to go to make it to 8 hours of being in the trainer. And so I already know the routine. I wore like a nice little cotton dress. It kind of feels like a long tank top, but it is a dress. That's kind of like the best thing. I didn't have to put any kind of cream under the dress because I know that this dress is thick enough that I'm not going to get any kind of rashing. So the fact that I've done waist training already definitely gives me a heads up in this process. Now I told you guys, I think back in February or March, I'm not sure, that I was going to be giving you updates on waist training and does it work, does it not work. I'm be honest, when I went to the Virgin Islands for my birthday this year, I felt snatched. And as a matter of fact, out of all my outfits, I could only wear Spanx with one of them, which was like this green bandage, long bandage dress. Other than that, I wore no Spanx that entire trip. I felt snatched. I felt snatched in June. I felt snatched in July when I went to BRT. I felt good. Then August came and like, I realized like with how I started getting my nails long and pointy, and when you got stilettos, like I tried to put this waist trainer on with gloves, them stilettos cut right through the gloves. And so I realized if I want to keep my nails extra sexy, then waist training is going to be out for the month of August. And it ends up being out for the month of September because I ended up getting my nails super long. And as you can see, they're not that long anymore. So I made the executive decision on my last nail appointment that I'm going to have to go short and I'm going to have to go square. So I'm going to abandon the coffin, the long coffins, definitely abandon the stilettos, but you'll see them again in the summertime. And then go back to something so basic so that I can grip this waist trainer, and I still need gloves to do it. You need a lot of upper body strength because there's still rods in these. So my whole take about waist training from end of February till now, from when I was doing it is that it actually does work. It does work. Now, do I think it works when you're doing no other kind of exercise or strength training? Absolutely not. I think you have to be doing something with the waist trainer. Obviously not with the waist trainer on, because these are really not meant for you to work out in, hence the steel rods. But I never stopped working out. So I always did my 5 days a week, workouts. I do my yoga routines. That never stops, even in the summertime. So I'm very committed to my fitness journey. But this, I had to give a break for 2 months, and I just didn't, I guess 2.5 months since it's October 18th. I just didn't know if it was going to welcome me back. Like, was waist training going to welcome me back? Am I going to start from zero again? So I think at the end of February, my waist was maybe around 37, 38 inches. And then I think once I got somewhere in June or July, I was down to about 34.5 inches. And I even purchased some other waist trainers. I think I purchased a small and maybe like an X small, but I have other ones that are brand new that I haven't broken out yet. So when Lux Curves had a sale, I definitely went and partaked, because I was like, this is me investing in my future and me saying that I'm still going to be doing this. Now, I do think fall, winter, spring are great times to waist train, because we're usually going to have a lot of clothes on. I do think it's really hard in the summer. But one thing about waist training, if you're pretty consistent, I feel like year round, then those times that you have to take some breaks, or maybe you can only wear it 3 days a week or something like that, those times that you need to do that, I think it's still going to pretty much keep you in shape. So unless I did my measurements wrong, but the only reason why I do not feel like I did my measurements wrong is that I am still somewhat comfortable with exactly where I left with the trainer. There was one extender on, and I left that one extender, and I'll probably wear it like this for maybe the next 2 to 3 weeks. Just to really, I'm not going to focus on trying to go down a size unless I see like a huge gap. And I'm just going to slowly try to break into it. So this is your official waist training like update. And I can honestly say I do think it works if you have some other fitness regimen. I think it's a great mixture of waist training and strength training. And I did like how I felt and look, and I felt snatched and, whatever. So I'm back at it, and I'm hoping that with all the experience that I've had over the last couple months of waist training, that this time around it's going to be a little bit easier. But bust it. Those first 80 days, and they only tell you need to do it 30 days consistently for it to really become like a habit. And then after that, you can do it like every other day or a couple days in a week or whatever. It's different for everybody. But notice, when you go past those 30 days, it still became a habit for me. So even though I took like a 2.5 month or maybe almost 3 month break from it, it was still a habit because I went 80 days straight wearing it, and I really could tell the difference. Now, do I recommend it to other people? That's going to be a personal choice for you. Personally, I think waist training is pretty difficult unless you're the type of person where you're not really stylish and you're okay with being in gym clothes all the time, and you're okay in being in, tank tops all the time. I'm not really a tank top person, so you guys noticed from my previous videos where I would waist train in like my formal dresses, whatever outfit I wanted to. I really enjoyed in the summer to be able to wear rompers and to wear jumpsuits and cat suits and stuff. That's really hard to do on a daily basis if I'm going to have the waist trainer on, because I gotta be able to pee. So unless it gives me a little crotch thing, then it's kind of gonna be a wrap. So I'm on this journey. I'm gonna see how consistent I can be. I think for right now, I'm aiming to waist train Monday through Friday and then give myself a break on the weekends because my body is just readjusting. I feel like whenever you're re-entering some sort of fitness regimen or whatever, you need to be really easy on yourself. And I forgot that this thing can really irritate your stomach, once you start getting into it. And today I probably ate, I don't even know how many Reese's Pieces. So we about to see how that goes down. But I promised you guys that I would do an update somewhere between end of September into October. Well, it's mid-October and I'm doing this update. I am back to waist training. And I'll let you know if I completely fall off the horse. I really think the big issue with the summertime is it's very hard to waist train if you're just going to be in a bikini 24/7. And that's how I like to roll in the summer now. All right, it's KJM. It's Temptation Tuesday. I'm back at it. Okay, move my body like a snake. All right, guys, I'm out. Like my pom pom.